First of all, I just want to apologize to the university, to my coaches, and to my teammates. I'm not a me person, but in that situation, that was a selfish act, and that's not how you do things around here. So I really want to apologize to my teammates because I have now made a selfish act for them, and that's all.
Once again, you have a statement from the university, you have a statement from Jameis. At this point, if you have football questions, we'll take those. We're not going to answer any other questions, though.
Jamie, what have you seen on tape Clemson? Last year, you guys were able to beat them a little bit. What have you seen from them that you think would be this successful this year?
They're a good team again, but when you're playing against ACC competitors, it's basically a rivalry game in this conference. So we're gonna go out there and we're gonna do what we need to do.
What about the fact that you're not going to play in the first half? How big a difference could that make? Is this a losable game for Florida State University?
You got to overcome adversity, and that's one thing at Florida State we do. We're going to overcome adversity, and when I do get my opportunity to play, I'm going to do everything that I can because I have to accept that. That's going to eat me up because I want to be out there on the field. You understand what I'm saying? I want to be out there on the field with my team, but I did something, so I got to accept my consequences, and I'm going to apologize to my team. So we're not going to think about that because we don't think about negative things. We're going to think about moving forward and winning the game.
James, you had great success against them last year. When you look at the film this year of their defense, what do you see that's different and what do you see that's the same?
The difference is they got some different players, but as our motto at Florida State, our opponent has no face. Obviously, they have a great team, but if we play Florida State football, we have a good chance of winning this game.
Jameis, you spoke a lot this offseason about how the last year has matured you. Do you feel, you've taken a little bit of a step back in that way now?
Like I said, we're going to ask questions about the Clemson game. He's already addressed those kind of issues, and so is the university. So if you have questions about football, we'll take those questions.
James, what's your confidence level with Sean McGuire, and how do you think he could do in the first half?
Sean's going to do great. I just texted Sean a little while ago, and because me and Sean are going to do some quality film, work after practice because I know that I made not a mistake, I messed up, and I got to accept the fact that I did that, and like I said, it eats me alive, man, that I did something like that. I can't carry myself that way, and me and Sean, we gonna watch film. We're going to do what we do, and I'm going to try my best to still put our team in a good chance to win this game because I know they got my back.
Jameis, there's going to be a lot of attention here, obviously, today. Anyway, there's national attention toward the university. They're defending their title. ESPN Game Day is going to be here on Saturday, and they're certainly going to talk about why you're not going to be playing in this game in the first half. What about, you talked about we don't focus on negative attention, but the university is going to get some negative attention.
James already addressed that when he opened up. We're going to take questions about football. If we keep going off the topic of football, that'll be it for today.
James, it almost seems like the tables have turned from last year. You guys came in as a team that people weren't really sure who you were, and they thought Clemson was that team. How do you guys come into this game as hungry as last year?
Well, we always come in the game with a chip on our shoulder because we know everybody out to beat us. We Florida State, we are the defending champions, but at the end of the day, we have to play Florida State football to become successful because this is a team, and just like anybody else on our schedule, they come out there, they're going to play their best game, and we got to bring it.
Let's talk about the development of your receivers now. You worked more of them in against Citadel than you did in the first game, and are they ready for this?
Of course. I believe our young guys, that's one thing a trait that our young guys have is that they're game guys, and obviously we got to build our practice habits and we got to do things to develop them into being all-around players. But I believe they're going to do a great job of stepping up to the plate and having a great game.
How have you seen Sean develop as his time here?
Well, since me and Sean been together here, we came in the same class, and he's been working his tail off. And I respect Sean. The team around him respects Sean, and Sean's gonna do a great job. And like I said, I'm gonna make sure that he does a great job because me and him gonna go to work.
James, we've talked to some of the defensive guys, and they've mentioned the offensive scout team and how they helped them. What are some of the things that you guys have seen from the defensive scout team?
Well, you know, I had a meeting with the defensive scout team, and I said, guys, y'all playing for a job opportunity. You know, we have some guys over there that are pretty good players. So we asked them to give us the look that they would want to be given if they were, you know, on the opposite side of the ball. And I respect them a lot because those guys don't have to do that. You know, they come out there and work their butt off all day, do the same exact things that we do. But at the end of the day, they know that they're probably not going to be able to play in the game. So that's why when we go out there and play, we try to go out there and win big so they can get an opportunity to show how hard they didn't work through the whole season and the week of practice.
You're going to have to establish a running game in the first half, given you're not going to be playing to take a little heat off Sean.
No, we're going to play Florida State football because Sean is a great quarterback, and that's why Coach Fisher recruited him.
When you went into
the
this,
last time you missed a football game?
The last time?
Yeah, when was the last time you missed a football game?
My freshman year.
Freshman year? Ever for discipline?
I was a red shirt.
Okay.
the Clemson game last year, I mean, that was the biggest game you'd ever played in the biggest stadium. Do you tell anything to Sean as far as how to deal with an environment like that for the first time?
Well, he was there last year. You know, obviously he didn't get the opportunity to go out there and play. But I guarantee you, Sean is hungry. He wants this opportunity. You know, and God has blessed him. He put